All right, Eagle Nation, listen up, man. I have something to show you today. I want to talk about it because, let me be honest, nobody else is going to, right? The mainstream, the ESPNs of the world, the radio stations, they're not going to talk about this or show it because it doesn't follow suit with their narrative. Now, again, I'm not just calling them out saying that everything they talk about is invalid, etc., but you have to look at both sides. You have to give guys credit where it is due. And I feel like recently, especially in the last 3, 4, 5 months, right? The season collapses and goes down. And then this off season has just been filled with a lot of unnecessary drama, right? I feel like there's been more drama that has been needed, whether it's AJ Brown, whether it's other guys on the roster, but Jalen Hurts specifically. So I want to talk about something today, but welcome into A to Z Philly. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And before we actually get into that, I just want to take one quick second because we talked about the Cowboys the other day and how embarrassing they are and drama-filled. And, the Dallas Cowboys, man, they're hilarious. They have literally done nothing this offseason. But another team that I feel like has not really addressed much this offseason is the New York Giants. Like, I'm trying to think about some of the moves they made that were really significant, and I can't think of one. Here's the Giants on Hard Knocks, right? Because they're the featured team this season. And, cool. They got a TV show. That's a good accomplishment, right? But anyway, Giants exec Tim McDonald on possibly losing Saquon Barkley. They obviously lost him in free agency. The reports were that they were barely even willing to offer him anything, etc. And he goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, right? He says, quote, "We lose Saquon. What is our identity going to be?" And then GM Joe Scone says, "We have to upgrade the offensive line, and you're paying Daniel Jones $40 million. It's not to hand the ball off to a $12 million back." And this kind of just sparks a couple thoughts in my mind, but the main one is, are these guys really this unaware of the situation? Like, are they this lost? Really? Saquon Barkley, the guy that has literally put all his blood, sweat, and tears into the New York Giants for the last however many years, being a 3-down back, going above and beyond. Some games they literally had to run him, 25, 35 times to try to compete in a football game. I remember a couple games a few years ago where the Eagles were literally just stopping Saquon Barkley, and that was it. They didn't do anything else. There was one interim game, I think, where Pat Shurmur was the coach. Saquon Barkley has been ran into the ground, and it may have taken some years off his career, and everything that guy has sacrificed for that franchise. And their GM is out here saying that their identity is not to hand the ball off to a $12 million back. You mean the guy that you didn't want to pay, the guy that has been this valuable to your franchise? You want to put the ball in the hands of Mr. $40 million man, Daniel Jones, who can't stay healthy, who's really not that good, and is probably on one of the most overpaid contracts in the NFL. I just sit back and laugh. The Eagles have it so good when you listen to teams like this compared to them. And I just love it. And it's just very fitting that they are on Hard Knocks this season. But anyway, shout out to Saquon. Cannot wait to see him coming out of that tunnel in midnight green. And I think he's going to have a great impact. And I think his best game is going to be against the Giants. He is going to make them haunt that decision. But anyway, let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts continues to work hard with many of his young teammates during the off-season, off-time. Hurts has taken his leadership to a whole new level, which the team needs from him. Shout out to my guy, Philly Mike. Here is Jalen Hurts going over some routes with receivers. I see a nice Smith right there. I think that's Johnny Wilson. And yeah, man, Jalen Hurts out here in the offseason, doesn't have to be, but putting in extra reps and just directing, leading, being more vocal. Those are the reports that he's now, extending his leadership qualities and trying to get better. And meanwhile, the last month or two, we've all been focused on a stupid press conference question and answer where he simply just said, "I don't know the answer to that question." Maybe he just couldn't think of it at that second. But then he went on right after and said that his, coach had good intentions and he was leading well, et cetera, things like that. So Jalen Hurts has been made out to be a villain. Meanwhile, he's out here trying to improve his leadership, right? He is on social media. He hears what's going on about himself and, needing to maybe speak up a bit more and be that guy and take the reins. And here he is doing that, but nobody's going to talk about it. So I just wanted to show you that in addition, here's Jalen Hurts working out, watching Randall Cunningham. I mean, you just got to love it, man. This guy's dedicated. He works. He's got the mentality of a soldier, and I cannot wait to see him go into battle this year. I think when you take into account how last season went and the fact that they were very close to winning a Super Bowl, he's hungry, man. He wants to get back to the moment, and I think we should believe in him. Look at the numbers over the first couple years. He has set records. There are not many quarterbacks that do this in their first couple of seasons. Does he have flaws? Of course. Are there ways that he needs to improve his game? Absolutely. But we can talk about fitting balls in tight windows. We can talk about his ability to escape pressure and make the right decisions and, when to run versus when not to run and finding his guys early, getting them in rhythm, etc. We could talk about all that, but show the good things when it comes to his leadership as well. The guy is trying to improve, still very young, and he's a franchise quarterback. And here is Jalen Hurts giving away his cleats to a young fan. I guess this was after the softball game that they just had. Let's go look at that, man. Look at that. He doesn't have to do this, but he knows he's going to make somebody's day. He knows he's going to make a little kid smile, and he signs him and gives him away. So, like I said, there's just certain things about his character that I feel like are not shown enough. And Jalen Hurts is exactly the type of quarterback, both on and off the field, that this team needs in the near future and the long-term future as well. So shout out to Jalen Hurts. Hopefully the radio station talks about this rather than a stupid press conference question that for some reason is still surfacing. But anyway, shout out to Jalen Hurts. Can he be the guy this year? Can he get us back into Super Bowl contention? I hope the answer is yes. Give me your thoughts down below. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Couple weeks till training camp. Also, real quick, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor of today's video. It is the great BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using our code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlays, live bets, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. So go ahead and find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions.